Hi friends, welcome to my channel YiaYia's Heart Tarot. For those of you who follow my channel, you probably have noticed that I have been not here as often as I had been previously. So I wanted to let you know that I'm still working out some logistics with some things as far as my time is concerned, and I'm working through some energy that is making it difficult for me to read and feel like I'm really where I need to be for you when I read. So I'm working through those things, and I'm hoping to get through them soon. I actually thought I had a meeting tonight, but it ended up not happening. And so I find myself with a block of time where I can do some readings for you. I'm kind of just going by the seat of my pants here. I wanted to do something for Samhain, and that night just was not possible for me to do any sort of energy work at all, either schedule or energy-wise. So I didn't get that done. However, Samhain actually, in some observances, lasts until the full moon after the solstice, and so that brings us up to the 8th. Is the next full moon, and actually it is a lunar eclipse in addition to the next full moon. So this is really a very powerful time for figuring things out, basically. It's not a great time for actually doing, with the eclipse covering the moon. That can bring about some confusion. And I am not an astrologer, not even this much, but I do know that eclipses, when anything is eclipsed by something else, it's in the shadows. So right now, this full moon that's coming up is going to be in the shadows. So things that might be revealed to us normally during a full moon will probably still be shadowed. So there may be some confusion for many of us. There may be just some kind of low energy, dark moods, just kind of wanting to hibernate sort of energy, or nothing seems to be working out the way that you expect it to, that it should. But that is very potentially, a function of this being an eclipsed full moon, in addition to being in the season of Samhain. The thing about Samhain is that the veil between our world and the spirit world is very thin during this time of year. So it's easier for the spirits to make contact with us. It may be easier for us to make contact with them as well, but it's easier for them to make their presence known at this time of year. And that includes our ancestors. And our ancestors have a lot of information. They have a lot of they know what has led to us being here, because they were part of that. So they have a lot of wisdom for us. And so with this eclipsed full moon coming up during Samhain, it is really, really a good time to just do some introspection. Think about what has happened during your year, and what you would like to see happen in the new year, in the next year. It's a great time right now to really look at things that aren't making sense in your life, or aren't making sense in general. I feel right now like there's a lot in the world that is not making sense, but there is a bigger sense about what's going on now. It's not necessarily something that we have been socialized to see, and even if we can see it, maybe not understand it. So my take on this time of year is that this is a perfect time during the next few days here to find the time to look at some of those things that don't make sense, that just don't seem right, and try to see the bigger picture behind them. Really try and figure out why these things are happening, what they could be leading to, what is the lesson from whatever it is that you're seeing, what is the good that can come from it. Even things that look really, really awful, there's good that can come from those things. We just kind of have to change our perspective a little bit. So that's enough rambling. I wanted to do a tarot spread while the veil is thin. There's some kind of typical themes around this time of year, and so I just kind of thrown together a tarot spread with just some questions and some inquiry into the typical themes of this time of year. I don't know if this spread is going to make any sense or not. I don't really like the order that I have these things in. But again, I was just sort of thrust into having some time that I could do this. So I really wanted to take advantage of this time so that I could bring some insight or some messages to those of you who are here. So with that being said, I'm going to do 2 readings. I'm going to try to do 2 readings here and see how this works out. So if you would like to choose one or the other of the readings, let me go over them now. The group number 1 is this Zuni buffalo. He is a jasper Zuni buffalo. I believe it's a picture jasper. And group number 2 is an orange calcite owl. This little calcite owl. So group number 1 is the Zuni buffalo, and group number 2 is the calcite owl. So take some time to tune in, or you may have already just gotten a feeling right off the bat. If you did, that's perfect. If there's a particular reading that you always go with, that's perfect as well. If there's one of these critters that you like the best, then go with that. Whatever helps you to choose one of the 2 readings, go with that. Feel free to listen to both if you'd like to. The readings will be linked below to a timestamp in the description box below. So to get to your reading, just drop to the description and click on your timestamp. It'll take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there. Hi Group 1, this is your reading, the Zuni Buffalo. I'm going to be using, I've written down the questions for this spread, and since I just wrote it up, I'm going to be using this cheat sheet so I don't forget any of the topics that I'd like to cover, or any of the messages that I'd like to get. Again, I mentioned this in the intro. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm not wild about the order of the questions, and I'm never entirely sure what's going to come up. So this may or may not go well, but we'll give it a shot to start with. So the first question, the first query that I had is, what is the general energy of the year that we have just been through? What is the general energy for Group 1 of the year past, the year that we are finishing up? What is the general energy? What is the general energy of the year that we are just finishing up, please, Spirit? Okay, so we got the Knight of Balloons, which is the Knight of Coins. We got the 8 of Buckets, which is Cups. And we got the King of Brooms, which is Wands. So the year just passed has been a year that you have really had to work and keep after trying to bring abundance into your physical world. And you've had to come up with some pretty innovative strategies to do that. But you still feel like that you kind of had to walk away from not necessarily willfully had to walk away from some things, but things just weren't really working out that well. And you have had to abandon, that's what I want to say, you've had to abandon some strategies. So it's been a year where you have really had to hustle, keep hustling all the time, to bring the money in, to have what you needed. You've had to be pretty inventive. You've had to come up with some strategies that are not the typical and that you've not done before necessarily. And some of those strategies just didn't work very well, and you had to sort of leave some things behind. You may have ended up needing to sell some things physically to make ends meet, or you might have had to give up some luxuries, or you may have even had to give up a particular job because you had to do something else, and you just didn't have the time or the energy or the resources to make it work. So a year that was difficult, that required some innovation, and that did not always work out the way that you hoped that it would. Spirit, thank you for those messages. And Spirit, could we please have general energies for the year coming up? What are the energies for the next year? What are the energies for the year coming up for Group 1, please? Okay, so the year coming up is going to be happier. We got the King of Buckets and the Four of Brooms. So there is going to be something that is going to be worth celebrating. And not just celebrating yourself. It's going to be something that you're going to want to announce to, everybody. It might be that you're starting a new endeavor, or you are, maybe you're going to get married, or or you are going to buy a new home. We also got the Wheel of Fortune. You're going to take some chances on something this coming year. You're going to take a big chance on something that is worth celebrating, and it's actually going to make you feel a lot better about your life. So that's the energy of the year coming up. So we got the year past and the year coming up. So Spirit, thank you for those messages. And what does Group 1 need to let go of? Moving forward, what does Group 1 need to let go of? What does Group 1 need to let go of? Okay, well, so we got the Judgment card, we got the 2 and the 10 of Swords, as well as the 6 of Wands. So the 2 of Swords, and then the 10 and the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Wands, there's a decision here that you had to make. Or are going to have to make. Yeah, and that's, I think, what the Judgment card is talking about here, too. There's going to be a decision that you're going to have to make, and it's going to sort of determine how your year rolls out. There have been some losses in this past year. There have definitely been some losses, and it's been hard on you. And so this question, what you need to let go of, is saying that you can either hold on to the things that you have lost. You can stay in the energy of regret, of being distressed, of feeling beaten, or you can look ahead to what is coming up. I mean, obviously there's something coming up in the new year with this Four of Wands card that is going to be something that is worth celebrating, and a big announcement that you're going to want to make to the world. The Six of Wands is about that thing coming true and being all that you wanted it to be, so that you can celebrate it. Actually, it's about, it worked. You're back now. It worked. You went off. You went through some stuff, and you came through it. And now it is time to celebrate. So there's going to be. You need to let go. What you need to let go of is this energy of all of the hardships that you went through this year. You have to choose to do that. You're going to have to actually consciously choose to let go of all of the hardships. And once you do that, which based on the Judgment card is not going to be easy for you. You have judged this last year as being something that cost you a lot. Or maybe not a lot, but it cost you. You lost something in this last year, whether that is, monetarily, or whether that is emotionally, whether that is materially. This year has just cost you something. You feel a sense of loss from this past year. So you can choose to wallow in that, to identify with that sense of loss, or you can choose to let that go, which was the question that we had here. What do you need to leave behind? Yeah, what do you need to let go? So you can choose, this is your choices, you can choose to let that go. And if you do, it's going to lead to the fulfillment of whatever this is that you're taking a chance on this year, that you are putting your energy into, that you are excited to bring into fruition. And once you let go of this energy of loss, then this, whatever this is going to work out. And it's going to work out really well. So you're going to be able to celebrate whatever this is, whatever you are stepping into that is new, that is exciting, that you want to tell the world about. You just need to let go of that. This year has been so hard. We lost so much. You need to let go of that. Just it's done. There's nothing to do about it. It's done. So just let it go. And then that will free up the energy to bring in this new thing. And this new thing's going to work really well. Okay, so what shadows need healing for Group 1, Spirit? Thank you for these messages. Thank you very much. And what shadows does Group 1 need to work on healing? What dark places or places they don't want to look into do they need to heal? Okay, so all right. So the shadow that you need to heal is a sense of responsibility or being wounded by not not doing well enough. There's actually two things here. There's a sense of shame or guilt, or that you deserve to suffer because you're not working hard enough. You're not, and it's not even that you're not working hard enough. I mean, that might be your perception, but what the truth is, or what you're looking at, what this shadow piece is that you look at what you don't have. You look at what you have and you look at what you don't have, and you feel like you don't have enough. You don't have what you should have by this point in your life, or because I've done so much work, or, because of what people expected of me. Whatever it is, you look around and you think that you don't have what you should have. And so you have a sense of shame, or a sense of guilt, or a sense of not being good enough. So that's one shadow piece that you need to heal. The other shadow piece that you need to heal is that you don't allow yourself to be happy. You don't allow yourself to fully participate in celebrating the good things, celebrating the happy things. You don't allow yourself to be happy. You may feel like this over here, where you haven't done enough, or you don't have enough, or you can't stop now because there's still so much more to do. That may be blocking this being able to enjoy your life. So that's the other shadow piece that you need to heal. You need to be able to, even if there's some truth to this, that you're not where you want to be and you don't have what you want to have yet, A, you'll get there, but B, set that aside when the good things happen. Let yourself go ahead and appreciate the good things, enjoy the good things, and then go back to working if you need to, but don't color the happiness in your life. Don't shadow the happiness by feeling like, but I'm not done over here. I haven't done enough. I need to, I should be working. I should be doing more. I should. So don't shadow these happy times with worrying about what you should or what you haven't yet. So those are the shadow areas that you need to heal. So Spirit, thank you so much for these messages. We're kind of jumping all over the place here now. The next question is, what do my ancestors need me to know? We're going to get a different deck here. What do my ancestors need me to know? I think we're going to go with this one. What do my ancestors need me to know? Spirit, what do Group 1's ancestors want or need them to know? This may not be the deck. What do Group 1's ancestors want or need them to know, please, Spirit? Let's use a different deck. This one doesn't feel quite right. This one keeps jumping out at me, so I guess we'll use it. All right, Spirit, what do Group 1's ancestors want or need them to know? This may be something that your ancestors are needing you to help them heal. This may be something that your ancestors want you to learn from. It may be something that your ancestors want to thank you for. What do Group 1's ancestors want them to know? This might not be the deck we need either. I apologize, gang. These are new, relatively new card decks, except the one that I just used. And I am trying to kind of bond with them a little bit here, if we can, because I would like to use them more in the future. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We got the Five of Swords, we got the Page of Swords, and we got the Ten of Cups. Spirit, why is the Ten of Cups here? What is the Ten of Cups telling me? More clarification on the Ten of Cups, please. Preferably not the whole deck. Okay, the Four of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. Well, your ancestors are a varied bunch. And I am having a little trouble making these messages fit together here. Oh, okay. Well, in the past, well, obviously in the past, your ancestors at one point, at one time, they rushed into some sort of battle. They were told that this battle was what was needed for the kingdom, or I'm hearing kingdom, to be prosperous. And that everyone had to come together to fight this battle. It was imperative that your ancestors won this battle, and they rushed into battle because they were told that's what they were supposed to do. But they ended up getting very, very wounded by this, and not just physically wounded, although I feel as though they probably were physically wounded as well. But they were emotionally wounded as well. They from then on, after this battle, this war, whatever this was that they participated in, because they were told that that was the right thing to do, and they went into this situation just whole hog. They were gung-ho, they were young, they were impressionable, they wanted to prove themselves, they wanted to bring glory to the kingdom, they wanted to be a part of the whole situation, and but when all was said and done, they were changed, and they were never the same again. They were always wounded from there on. So they are giving you a cautionary message about jumping into something, especially something that might harm another individual or other individuals, because someone made you believe that it was the right thing to do, that it was something that would give you recognition, that would give you honor, but in their case, they didn't use their own frame of reference, or they didn't feel like they had a frame of reference. They didn't talk to their elders who might have had some wisdom for them. They didn't question the authority. They didn't even question that this wasn't the right thing to do, or that it might damage them. They just were so enthusiastic And I feel like it was everybody was really enthusiastic, and everybody was just like brought up and brought in, and it was just, like a frenzied situation practically. Everyone was they wanted to be a part of this. They were made to feel like this was their calling. But they didn't stop and think about it for themselves personally. They just jumped on the bandwagon and went with it, and the reality of it was not what they were expecting. It was not what they were led to believe. It was not glorious. It was not something that made them a hero. It wasn't something that they were proud of. It was just something that wounded them for the rest of their lives. So they want you to know this. They're giving you this caution that, really take the time to look at any situation that presents itself, that it's the thing to do, it's the place to be, it's going to be great. You should just do this without thinking about it. Don't give it another thought. Just do it. They just want to caution you that they want you to really take the time to feel into a situation and make sure that it is right for you, and try and understand it as best you can before you actually jump in and commit yourself to something like that. I mean, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a large purchase, it could be going into the service. It could be any of those things. But before you commit yourself to anything that someone else has told you should do, it could be going to college, it could be choosing a major, it could be having kids, it could be any number of things, it could be anything in your life. But what your ancestors want you to know is that if someone else is telling you that this is something you should do, it's fine if they want to give you the recommendation, but don't ever just take it on face value. Look into yourself and find out what's best for you, what you really feel about the situation. Don't just go with what someone else tells you. Make sure that it's right for you before you jump into the situation. So that's what your ancestors want to tell you. So, Spirit, thank you for that message. I think that's the only question that deck is for. So the next question that we have is, what will bring Group 1 prosperity in the year ahead? What will bring them prosperity in the year ahead? Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. And what will bring Group 1 prosperity in the year ahead? Where will they find prosperity in the year coming up? And by prosperity, that may mean money, but it can also mean, let's say, abundance, prosperity or abundance. So it can also mean just having a good life, bring them love, whatever is the highest good for your life for the coming year, Spirit. For Group 1, what will bring them the highest good for their year ahead? Okay, so we got the Two of Cups, we got the Seven of Wands, and we got the Page of Wands. I think we had the Page of Wands before, if I'm not mistaken. Not there. Maybe. So what is going to bring you prosperity in the year ahead? The first thing that jumped out at me is the Two of Cups. So your relationship is going to bring you prosperity in the year ahead. And that may be a love relationship. And that love relationship may bring you prosperity in the form of wealth. I mean, if you are together with someone and perhaps, they bring to the table some wealth that you're going to join together. Back here we had potential marriage, so that could be, but also Two of Cups can be a relationship like a partnership. So there may be a partnership that you're going to form with somebody and start a business or discover something or, whatever this might mean. But this relationship, some relationship in your life, be that a significant other or a partnership or even just a friendship here, a close friendship. This is going to bring you prosperity, abundance in your life and love. But this is going to be significant. I don't know if you can see this down here at the bottom, but there's actually a lion down at the bottom of this card. So this is going to bring you a lot of inner strength as well. The strength card often has a lion on it. So this relationship is going to strengthen you, strengthen your resolve, strengthen your self-confidence. It's going to provide a lot of strength for you through this partnership. This partnership or this relationship is going to be something that is going to just give you a sense of things working, and that's going to make you feel good about yourself and about your life. We also got the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, in this case, I feel like this is taking a higher perspective on things. So that might mean, for some of you, that might mean just staying out of the bickering or the arguing or the dissension that might come up in some situations. Or this could mean that you are capable of seeing things that other people don't see. You might be someone who can have an amazing vision of how something might work that other people don't see, haven't come up with. This could be just being above and beyond the day-to-day. You could be the kind of person who daydreams amazing inventions, or who can look at a situation that 12 other people have already looked at, and you can see something that they didn't see. You can see a key to making this situation better. So that's something that is going to bring you prosperity in the coming life, in the coming year. That you either stay out of any sort of bickering and fighting and getting mired in that sort of mundane energy drain, or you may be someone who has a vision of how things could be better, or a vision of something brand new, or just some sort of a higher perspective of being able to see things that other people don't pick up on or typically don't see. And then we got the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is about taking this Seven of Wands, this ability to see the things that other people don't see, and putting that into action. Starting something new and exciting and creative and innovative, just really putting some fire and passion behind these ideas. So that's what's going to bring you prosperity in the coming years. You're going to have this relationship that is going to really support you, and then you're going to have a vision or just kind of stay out of the muckety muck and really be able to move ahead and be successful. And then finally, thank you for those messages, Spirit. Where can Group 1 find more magic in their life? Where can Group 1 find more magic in their life? Where can Group 1 find more magic for their lives? What is going to bring them whatever they see as magic? What is going to bring that into their lives for them? Or how can they bring that into their life? How can they bring more magic into their life? One more shuffle here. All right, let's see. That's too many cards. Let's see. Is this deck going to be something that we're going to be able to use? I'm feeling like it's going to fight me, so let's go with this little guy, this little teeny tiny deck. It's kind of a magical little deck, so let's use that. Let's see what we get. Okay, Spirit, thank you for the messages to this point. What is going to bring more magic into Group 1's life? Or where can they find more magic? Or how? Okay. This is my first time using this deck, guys, and it is a little tricky the way that it is written. The way that the designations are on here. So let's just take a look here. We've got the 7 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. We've got the Justice card, and we've got the Tower. Interesting. And then this little one appears to be the Page of Pentacles. That's quite a varied message there. So, bring more magic into your life. Well, the 7 of Clubs and the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords talks about self-imposed limitation where you're not seeing things clearly. You're feeling stuck. And the 7 of Clubs also is about not seeing things well, wait a minute. Let me back up here. The 8 of Swords. Okay, the 7 of Clubs is back to our card that we had just in the last pull. No, that's the 7 of Wands. Okay. Yes, the 7 of Wands. Okay, so we've got the 7 of Wands again. So, again, we're looking at this higher perspective. And then the 8 of Swords is feeling trapped. And this 7 of Wands, this is an unusual 7 of Wands card here. I've not used this deck before, so I'm taking a look at these pictures. And I'm seeing that in this picture, this very much is also dealing with sort of a self-imposed restriction of some sort. This creature has got devil horns and is spanking this little girl. So you are feeling stuck and you are punishing yourself. Because of that. Yes, and the judgment card. Again, you're passing judgment on yourself. You're punishing yourself. But you're punishing yourself for something that's self-imposed. This isn't, you're punishing yourself because you believe, we're getting back now to feeling like you haven't done enough. That we drew back here. So to find more magic, okay, here we go. To find more magic in your life, you need to let this belief that you haven't done enough, that you deserve to be punished, you need to let that fall. You need to just make that crumble. It's not true. You have to let go of that belief and just tear down the idea that what you have done in your life isn't good enough. You have to tear that down, and then you need to start fresh with this beautiful new perspective, looking at what you do have, what you have accomplished in your life, and start from there. Be grateful about everything that you do have in your life, everything that you have managed to bring forth in your life, that you've manifested in your life, because there's a lot of things that you didn't have. I mean, we all start out not really having anything, and we bring about whatever is in our lives now. We have brought about through our work, through our efforts, through our manifestation. So what's going to bring more magic into your life is letting go of the idea that you're a failure, that you haven't done enough, that you are always going to have to work hard or harder than anybody else, that you're never going to get ahead. You need to just let that all go. Shift the perspective, shift your foundation. You need to change your foundation. I'm sorry, I always say you need to. You do what you want. But the cards are saying that to bring more prosperity into your life, or to find more magic in your life, let go of the idea that you haven't done enough, that you're not good enough, that you don't have enough. Let go of that sense of lack and start fresh with, and there's butterflies all over this. So transform your ideas of what your life is now, and realize that there is just an abundance of things in your life that you didn't have even just last year. There's an abundance of not just physical things, although this is Pentacles, so it does talk about, the material things, but there's an abundance of experience. There's an abundance of lessons. All of that has come about for you, and is something that you have brought into your life. You have brought in these experiences. You've brought in the material things that you have now, the relationships that you have now. Even if those things are not what you had hoped for, or they're not great, they are more than what you had to start with, and they're also symbols of the things that you have made it through in your life. So to bring more magic into your life, let go of that lack mentality and transform it to see the other side, not what you don't have, but what you do have, and that will bring more magic into your life. So that's the reading. Let's take a look at the oracle card that I pulled ahead of time and see what this has to tell us to finish up the reading. So the card that we got is the Dragon, which is the card of power and strength. So let's take a look and see what the booklet tells us. about the dragon. Okay. The dragon comes to offer you its power and strength to protect and fortify you on this leg of your journey. The dragon symbolizes true power and reminds you that this infinite source is not found within your personality or ego. True power resides deep within your soul. So call on the dragon's spiritual power and strength, and you will find a vast resource to strengthen your resolve through morality, integrity, and purpose. Through morality, integrity, and purpose. If you're struggling with these issues, the dragon will restore them to you. Remember that the power of the spiritual world can never be broken, and true strength is found within, not in the outside world. Never mistake a gentle man for a weak one. Watch for a signal. The dragon always makes the next step clear, and it gives you the power to take it. So there you go. I think this is talking about this last message here. You have the strength and the power within you. You have the strength and power within your soul. So look to that to bring more magic into your life. So I hope that this reading has been helpful to you. I hope that it has been enlightening, or at least entertaining. So I hope to see you again real soon. Thank you. Bye. Hi, Group 2. This is your reading, the Calcite Owl. I'm going to use my little cheat sheet over here so I don't forget any of the questions. And hopefully this will go well. The last reading went okay, so I think that it will be fine. But let's go ahead and give it a shot. So the first question that we would like messages for is, what is the general energy for Group 2 of the year that we are ending, the year just passed that we are finishing up? What is the general energy for them of that year, of this past year? For Group 2, what is the general energy of the year that we are just finishing up? Spirit, please and thank you for the general energy of the year just passed for Group 2, the year that we are finishing right now, the calendar year that is coming to a close. Please, what is the general energy for this past year? All right, let's see what we got here. Interesting. Two major arcana cards. We got the Justice and the Moon card. Well, so I feel like Group 2, you're kind of in the dark about what this last year has meant for you or what it's going to mean moving forward. Yeah, I mean that's the energy that I'm getting here, is that you're just not sure what is going to be the outcome from this past year. I'm wondering if there was a lot of, shifting and changing, and things are sort of in flux still, and so you're really not sure what's going to be the outcome from what has been decided this year. So I feel like that's the energy that you're dealing with right now of this past year. Just some new decisions have been made, and you're just not sure how it's going to turn out. Spirit, thank you for that message. And next, let's get a message for the general energies of the year ahead. Spirit, what are the general energies for the year coming up for group 2, please? What are the general energies for the upcoming year for group 2? What are the general energies for the upcoming year for group 2, please? Okay, so we got the Page of Coins, the Ten of Swords, the King of Swords, the Alchemist, interesting. The Seven of Coins and the Ace of Coins. Well, the Ace and the Page of Coins, as well as the Seven of Coins, tells me that the work that you put into whatever the shift is going to lead to a prosperous start of something. It's not necessarily going to be, a windfall right away, but it's definitely going to be the start of something that will be prosperous going forward. So that is good. The Alchemist is also telling us that what you have shifted to create something new is going to be prosperous. So that is a great message there, but we also got the King of Swords and the Ten of Swords. However, in this case, I feel as though the King of Swords here talks about really taking a hold of your plan and having a lot of clarity, having a good plan that you've set into motion. I feel as though the Ten of Swords. Okay, so this Ten of Swords here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the Ten of Swords, there's butterflies flying out of it. So I think what this is saying is that this is not going to be an easy transition. There's going to be some growing pains involved with whatever this is that you've shifted, that you're birthing, that's going to eventually be prosperous. But before that, there's going to be some bumps in the road. But those are the parts. That's what's going to actually transform this into something that will be very prosperous. It's possible that the way things are going right now, or the way that you've put things into motion, the plan that you have might be what is leading to this roadblock or this unforeseen problem that's going to crop up. And that very thing is what's going to push you to shift this plan, to shift it a different way, and that's what's going to make this become prosperous. So while this Ten of Swords is, the Ten of Swords energy is always tough. But in this case, that tough energy, this whatever you're going to bump up against, this wall that you're going to bump up against, or this, just the gears aren't going to be coming together quite right. And it's actually going to cause a significant outcome that is going to be difficult. But it is because of this happening that you're going to change the plan to where it will be very prosperous. So had you gone along with the plan that you've set into motion here, this this last year, if you had continued the way, if you do continue the way that things have been planned now, you'd probably be okay, but it wouldn't be. It's not going to have the outcome where it's really abundant and prosperous. But because you're going to run into this difficult patch that's going to require some changes to the plan. It's going to require like changing on the fly, I feel like. And it's going to be, it potentially might be very stressful, or it might be something that's going to require you to really tighten the purse strings to be able to get through it. It's going to be a tricky time, but the outcome of going through this tricky time and having to change things is what's going to lead to this prosperity here. So that is the energy for the year going forward. So I feel like that's hopeful. So now, thank you very much, Spirit, for those messages. What does Group 2 need to let go of? What does Group 2 need to let go of in order for things to move forward smoothly and for their highest good? What needs to be released for them to manifest their highest good, for them to free up the energy that they're going to need? What do they need to release? Okay. Three of Wands, the King of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Priestess, and the Judgment card. There's some relationship that you're going to need to release. Or some emotional attachment to something. In some of your cases, this may be an actual relationship that's going to have to be released. But in some cases, this could just be an emotional attachment to like a particular outcome. Yeah, it could very well be that what you think you see, and this could go back to, running into this difficult patch. When you get to that point, if you're so focused on how things, you had set them up and thought they were going to end up working out, if you're so focused and attached to that outcome, if you're emotionally attached to this has to work, then the outcome will not be a prosperous one. So you have got to be able to let go of this emotional attachment to a physical thing, or to an outcome of your plan, or to how you thought your life was going to be. Whatever it is, when this rough patch hits, you're going to have to be able to let go of, I thought it was going to be this way. Because if you can't let go of that, then you're going to get stuck at that point. So you will need to be able to release that. And then once you can release that, then that will allow you to see the bigger picture. That will allow you to see whatever it is that's going to complete the picture for you, just beyond what you have envisioned so far. You'll be able to see things that were not apparent to you initially. It's just going to letting go of the expectation of what needs to happen for you to be okay, letting go of that emotional attachment, that fear attachment, or that need attachment. Letting go of that is what is going to allow you to see something so much better. So that's what you'll need to release, is that attachment. Spirit, thank you for that message. And what shadows does group 2 need to heal? What are they going to need to heal? What do they need to look at within themselves that they don't want to see, and heal that? What needs this work? Let's see what we got here. We got the Fool, the Four of Wands, and the Three of Coins. Okay, what I'm getting from this, what you need to, the darkness that you need to heal is the idea that you have to be the only one, that you have to do everything on your own, that you have to do everything yourself, that nobody else can help with this, that in order for things to work the way you want them to, you're going to have to be the one that makes it work. You're going to have to be the one that takes all of the responsibility. This is a dark side. This is a dark place, not willing to work with others. And so that is a shadow piece that you are going to need to work on, to heal, so that you can work together with others, because you learn from working together with others. You have much bigger outcomes when you can work together, mesh together with someone else. So that's the dark. So that's the dark piece that you are going to need to work on healing. Is trying to be an island, always trying to be fiercely independent. So, thank you, Spirit, for that message. And so, I'm going to go with a different deck. We did with the last reading too, and I feel like this question needs a different deck. And this question is just sort of, we're taking a sharp right turn now. And wanting to know, what is it that Group 2's ancestors want them to know? What messages do your ancestors have for you, Group 2? What message do your ancestors have for you? Ancestors, what message do you have for Group 2, please? What do you want them to know? Okay. This is an interesting. Well, we got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. We got the Devil, and we got the 6 of Wands. I keep hearing, in the end there was a celebration. It has something to do with the devil. In the end, there was a celebration. Spirit, what is the devil card here telling us? What is the devil card here for? Could we please have some clarity on that card? What is the devil card here to tell us? The Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so this is going back to the shadow piece that you need to heal, or that needs some work. That you are, you try to be self-contained and not need anybody. So what your ancestors are saying is that has been a pattern throughout your ancestral history, and it is a self-imposed limitation. It is a bad habit. It is it's imposed by the devil, basically. That's back what they might have thought back then. But wow, I just got like a picture of someone on the spectrum. So it could be that your dark side is not just that you feel like you have to be independent, but you are not comfortable interacting with others. And so the ancestors here are saying that may be a trait that has been passed down through many generations, and it's been quite a burden. Quite a burden that has kept you from being able to celebrate wealth and love. It's kept you from having love and abundance, because you carry this burden of not being comfortable with, or not being willing to socialize and interact with others. You may come from a long line of outcasts. It could be that there is some sort of awkwardness that your family has. It could be a physical trait, actually, that has kept them apart or ostracized to a certain extent. So they want you to know that by continuing to allow yourself to be solitary, to not be socially engaged. And if this is some sort of a sensory processing kind of a thing, there are ways to help that, to deal with that, to become more comfortable. So I think the ancestors here are saying that by continuing to carry that burden, the self-imposed burden, you will miss out on being able to celebrate abundance and love. So they want you to overcome this need or this comfort of being alone, of being solitary, of not interacting with other people, or of needing to be the one who does all the things and gets all the stuff, the one who, if you're the type of person that likes to do things yourself so that they get done correctly, so that they get done right, so that they get done on time, so that you can make sure that everything is done right, that is ostracizing you from other people by not connecting with other people. And it also is limiting your perspective, your lessons, your skills, because even if you know how to do something really, really well, that's only one way to do something. And so by not interacting with others, you're missing out on learning how to do things different ways, how to be more adaptable. So that's what your ancestors are trying to tell you here, is to, and this may be something that they are hoping will heal the ancestral line going forward. It could be that passing down this trait has happened for generations and generations and generations, and it's caused a lot of hardship through the ancestral line. So they are hoping to, they want you to be aware of it and possibly heal it going forward for future generations. So, the next question that we have is, what will bring Group 2 prosperity or abundance in the coming year? Prosperity, abundance, love, what will bring them these things that create happiness in our life for the year ahead? Okay, so what's going to bring prosperity and abundance in your life is ending this cycle that is not serving you. We got the Death card and the World card. The Death and the World card. The Death is about letting go of something that no longer serves you, releasing it. And then the World card is about ending a cycle so that you can start a new cycle. And then we got the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is all about relationships. So we're going back to this, being solitary. This is saying that what is going to bring you the most prosperity and abundance and love and whatever else it is that's going to make your life great is to end this self-imposed, solitary existence, this self-imposed aloneness, or just needing to be independent or not being able to, or not feeling comfortable interacting in a social way. This is a huge message here that's saying, in this cycle you have to let go of that's not serving you and become this social person. Connect with others. The Two of Cups is all about a connection, a one-on-one connection, sometimes more than one-on-one, but definitely this one-on-one connection. So you need to open yourself up to having this connection with other individuals, at least one other individual. Let somebody in, basically, is what they're saying. Let someone in, and that will bring you amazing prosperity and happiness in your life. Thank you, Spirit, for that beautiful message. And finally, where can Group 2 find more magic in their life? Where can they find more magic in their life? Okay. So we got the 9 and the 5 of Pentacles, and we got the 2 and the 8 of Wands. Okay. So to find more magic in your life, you're going to have to move toward making a decision and reaching for what you want. Step out of this solitary existence into a communal one. I mean, the 8 and the 2 of Wands is just flat out saying that you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to move out of this comfort zone and grab for what you want. And again, we've got the 2 here. We've got, we have the 2 of Cups, and now we've got the 2 of Wands. So this is talking about a connection, you and someone else. So you're going to have to step out of this comfort zone, this. And it's not a comfort zone. It's not comfortable. That's what this card is saying. It's really not comfortable for you. It's safe. It feels safe, but it's not, because this is imminently coming your way. It's getting harder and harder to be this island, to be alone. So to bring more magic into your life, step out of this comfort zone and reach for what you want and make a connection. Here again, the Five of Pentacles is all about being left out in the cold. And so, step in from the cold. Step out of your comfort zone, or come in from the cold, and this is going to bring you to, this connection is going to bring you to just a state of much, much greater prosperity, a state of greater happiness. This connection here is going to foster just a lot more fulfillment in your life, and that will bring a great deal of happiness, and happiness brings magic. So that's the way to bring more magic into your life. Step out of your comfort zone, make a connection, come in from the cold. Don't isolate yourself, and that will bring about a lot more happiness and prosperity in your life. So a little work to do in the year ahead, but I think that it looks very promising. We had these cards here that talked about this prosperity that is coming, or is potential for you. And so let's take a look at the oracle card that we drew ahead of time. We got the Novice. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. So let's see what the book has to say about the Novice. Innocence, naivete, foolishness, early knowledge not yet integrated, the ability to see the world untainted, and learning ability. These are the aspects of the Novice as she appears in your life. The Novice is reminding you to be teachable and humble. If you don't know something, don't pretend that you do. Chances are that you'll make an error that may cost you more than you wish to pay. New information is coming, and this is the time to be open to learning and expanding. The Novice also reminds you to be like a child and remember the wonder and awe you once had for the world around you, when discovering magic was an essential part of everyday experience. The Novice reminds you that you need to stop and ask yourself, what lessons must I learn here? The lesson is always mirrored in the experience in front of you. Dig deep into the workings of whatever situation you're inquiring about. You don't have to look far, for the answer is right in front of you. Sometimes it may feel as if you have two left feet and don't know how to dance, or that perhaps you're fumbling in the dark and fear that you may be left behind. It's all right to be in the not knowing. This is the place where new understanding takes time to integrate. So, this card I think is just talking about getting out of your comfort zone. This step to becoming more social, to connecting with others, is going to be new and feel awkward and uncomfortable initially, but the more you work toward that, the more it will feel comfortable and actually is going to bring you much greater prosperity and happiness. So that's your reading, group 2. I really hope that this coming year, with this message that you're getting, I hope that this coming year is the year that the world kind of opens up a little bit. We've gone through some really big changes with the pandemic, some really big isolating events. Very definitely we've been isolated. And even those of us who didn't start out being isolated, people who maybe didn't have a lot of problems with being in a social situation. I know for myself, I have never really had a lot of difficulty interacting with people, but throughout the past 2.5, 3 years, I have come to a point where I think a lot more carefully about how I'm going to interact with people and whether it's worth interacting with people and going out in public. And quite honestly, that doesn't make me happy. It perhaps makes me feel good because I have become more thoughtful about some things like that. But I don't like the feeling of not connecting with people. And the bad part about it is that so long as I don't have to connect with people, and in my day-to-day, there's very few people that I have to connect with, it's the same people that I'm around all the time. So I don't even miss it. It's like, or I think that I don't miss it. It's like, when you don't have something, you don't realize that you would like it if you had it. I'm sorry, this really is not a great example, but I have found that when I do go out into public, which is rare, but I always find myself striking up conversations with people, and I always feel so uplifted and so fulfilled by talking to anyone about nothing, just about simple things. And so, it goes back to that, you don't realize what you don't have if you don't have it. And so if you're isolating yourself, that may feel okay to you. That might feel safe. That might feel comfortable. But what you may not realize is what you're missing because you don't have that connection. And there may be a whole world of richness that is that you could have, that you don't have, but you don't even realize it because you feel like everything's okay the way it is. So take some time if you need to. You don't need to rush into anything, but just be aware and maybe consider that there might be something to be gained from reaching out to someone or just in general. So there you go. There's my 2 cents. I hope that I hope it's whatever you need it to be. And I'm glad that you spent this time with me here. So thank you, and I hope to see you again soon, and best of luck to you in the upcoming year. Bye-bye.